We got a battle of the 2017 quarterback class. Mitch Trubisky and the Chicago Bears will be taking on Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. Who's going to win? Watch this video to find out. What's up, guys? I'm back with the Chicago Bears weekly prediction videos. This time I got a Week 14 matchup against the Houston Texans back at Soldier Field, and I hope all you guys are doing well. Hanging in there because this season has not been fun whatsoever over the past, 2 months pretty much, okay? Ever since end of October, we haven't won a single game, and all my energy, all my passion for this team, it is slowly withering away, okay? I'm still going to be a Bears fan no matter what. Even if we lose all these games, I'll be here doing these videos for you guys, watching all the games, but I'm simply not having the same amount of fun doing these videos and also watching the game as I did earlier, because if the team does not win, there's really not much else to talk about with the team, because winning is the ultimate goal of any NFL organization. And right now, guys, we're on a 6-game losing streak, and we also lost a game to the Detroit Lions, in which we had a 99.1% chance of winning that game late in the fourth quarter, but somehow we blew it, which I still cannot believe we actually did, but somehow we did. And, Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, they're presumably not going to have jobs in Chicago for much longer, okay? If it was up to me, I would have fired him on the spot right there after that game, because you cannot lose a game to such a pathetic team that was missing so many of their weapons and expect to keep your job in a city like Chicago. I mean, we expect winning football here, but we never get winning football, which is so frustrating as a Bears fan. But again, I do have to say, I hope you guys are hanging in there. If you're still watching these videos, like, major props to you, because you are a true diehard fan. And I also appreciate you guys supporting this channel still, even during this losing streak, because it means a lot to me personally. So thank you guys so much for all the support. But let's start talking about this matchup. It's going to be a very short video because I have a lot of final exams this week, so I'm already kind of stressed myself with all the other stuff going on, so I'm not going to spend too long on this video. But, talking about the Houston Texans, man, they're pretty much having as pathetic of a season as we are, okay? So they're 4-8, so game behind us in the standings. And, earlier this season, they fired their head coach and general manager, obviously, Bill O'Brien, okay? The guy that pretty much ruined their entire franchise. He had so many great pieces on the Texans team. He overpaid some people. He let some people go. He made some dumb trades, and they fired Bill O'Brien. With their interim head coach, though, the Houston Texans have looked a lot more inspired lately, okay? They won 3 out of their last 5 games. Deshaun Watson is having a season to remember, okay? Even with having practically no weapons around him, having a terrible offensive line, Deshaun Watson is still carrying this team on its back. So, pretty much all the wins they have, the 4 wins they do have, they're pretty much all because of Deshaun Watson just doing crazy things this season. So, overall, it's a very bad team. It's a very bad roster that doesn't have much of an identity right now, but they do have a star quarterback in Deshaun Watson, which is really all you need in this league. So, talking about their offense, first of all, they're number 16 in yards per game. They're number 18 in points per game, but they're a very one-dimensional offense, okay? So all of their yards, pretty much, they come from passing the football. They're number 32 in rushing yards per game. They only average 3.9 yards per carry, so there's really no ground game at all on the Houston Texans team. But they are number 2 in the NFL in passing yards per game. Part of that's because they're always playing from behind, because their defense sucks, but it's also because Deshaun Watson is having a great season, like I alluded to earlier. Deshaun Watson has passed for 3,542 passing yards, 24 passing touchdowns, only 6 interceptions, and also a passer rating of 110. Okay, that's one of the highest rates in the NFL. And if you look at all of his advanced stats as well, like throwing under pressure, all that, they're also among the best in this entire league. So, I mean, Deshaun Watson is really proving he's one of the top quarterbacks in the game, because even though he doesn't have much of anybody to throw to, okay, his best receiver was Will Fuller, but he got suspended. So right now his best receiver is probably Brandon Cooks. He's still putting up crazy numbers every single week because he is a very talented quarterback. They also have a bottom 10 O-line. Okay, not really any person on this O-line is considered good this year. Okay, maybe Larry Tunsil is, but besides him, there's not really anybody else that wins the battle up front. So even with the bad O-line, even with bad weapons, Deshaun Watson is still putting the team on his back. Talking about the Houston Texans defense then, it is a totally different story on the other side of the football, okay? They have a terrible, porous defense all across the board. They're number 30 in yards given up per game. They're number 24 in points given up per game. They're the number 21 pass defense, the number 31 run defense, and they're also last in the NFL in turnovers forced, okay? This Houston Texans defense, they cannot turn the ball over. They cannot make big plays because they simply do not have the playmakers in the secondary or also, really any push up front. Okay, their defensive line is among the worst in the NFL. Besides J.J. Watt, they don't have any good players, even above average players on the D-line. Okay, they don't swarm to the ball carrier. They don't get penetration up front. They don't do anything great up front aside from one player. Okay, J.J. Watt is the only player having a good year on this entire defense. So, up front they're bad, and also in the secondary they lack playmakers, like I said. Okay, Bradley Roby is probably their best cornerback right now, probably the best member of that secondary, but besides him, they can't really cover that well. They can't make big plays. So overall, this Texans defense is very, very bad. Moving on to the Bears offense, and the Bears are number 30 in yards per game. They're number 28 in points per game. They're the number 23 passing offense and number 31 rushing offense. But over the past 2 games, they have looked a lot better with quarterback Mitch Trubisky, and also with some changes up front. Now, looking better is not really much to brag about because their offense was so insanely bad before this that it's not really much to say that they look better. And it also came against 2 bad defenses. But we have scored 55 points over the last 2 games, which is probably the most we have scored in any 2-game stretch in a long, long time on this offense. So things are definitely looking a little bit better, but still, it's not leading to any winning results, obviously. Okay, even though we are running the football a lot better. David Montgomery has 261 rushing yards in the last 2 games. Our interior blocking is looking a lot better. Matt Nagy still, and Bill Lazor still, they refuse to give David Montgomery enough carries to actually put games away. Obviously, in the Packers game, we were playing from behind, so I wouldn't blame us for not running the ball there. But against the Detroit Lions, we had that team on the ropes. We were running the ball so effectively, but Matt Nagy and Bill Lazor, they completely got away from giving David Montgomery the football in the second half for whatever reason. Okay, so even though things are looking better on the interior blocking wise, even though we are running the football better, I'm still not confident it's going to lead to a winning result with the pathetic coaching staff that we have. And if you also look at Mitch Trubisky, guys, he's struggling on his deep accuracy. He's not completing a lot of balls going down the field. He's doing great on short routes, on intermediate routes, but anything beyond 20-30 yards, he's still not really that accurate. Moving on to the Bears defense, and the Bears defense is number 15 in yards given up per game. We're number 12 in points given up per game. We're number 17 against the run, number 17 against the pass, but this defense lacks big playmaking ability. Okay, this entire season we have not been forcing turnovers, we've not been getting a lot of sacks, and over the past 2 games, this defense is completely given up. Seemingly, okay, they probably realized that the offense was not going to do much of anything this season, but when the offense did do better, the defense still kind of gave up. Okay, against the Packers, against the Lions, they allowed 75 points combined in those 2 games, which is absolutely ridiculous for a team that has so much talent on the defense. But again, I do have to blame Chuck Pagano for a lot of this because Chuck Pagano's play calling has been horrendous over the past 2 games. We have gotten practically no pressure at all. We don't blitz at all. Our coverages have been a little bit weak. We've been playing a lot of soft zone, which is not really a good idea for a team that should be aggressive on defense, because if you want to win games, you have to win them with your defense. So I really don't know what to say about the defense right now. It's a bad defense as of now, but they still have a lot of talent on it. With all that being said, let's get to my score prediction now for this game. Who do I have winning this matchup? And guys, I think I've picked the Bears to win enough over the past few weeks. Okay, I'm not going to do it again. I have the Bears losing this one by a score of 29-26 at Soldier Field to extend our losing streak to 7 games, which would be absolutely ridiculous. But there's a good chance this actually happens because Deshaun Watson is going to be mad, okay? He's going to be out to prove something to us because we passed up on him. And I cannot honestly blame him because he's having a ridiculous year with a lot of bad playmakers around him. So he's going to talk a lot of trash to us. There's going to be a lot of graphics on the screen of, showing how we passed up on Deshaun Watson, how we passed up on Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be pretty much the entire media taking a collective dump on the Chicago Bears for an entire 1 hour of football. So it's not going to be fun to watch. But obviously, though, I feel like the Bears do have the better roster, so we can definitely win this if we want to. But I don't think the Bears actually want to win these football games. Okay, what happened last weekend against the Detroit Lions? If you blow a lead to a pathetic team like that, I question if you even want to win these football games. Okay, there's no heart, there's no passion, there's no pride on the field. And until I see that pride again, I cannot pick the Bears to win any more games this year. So I have us losing this one because it seems like nobody cares on this team anymore. Okay, even though we're only 1 game behind the last wildcard spot for the playoffs, nobody has energy on this team. So I can't pick us to win until I see that energy again. My offensive MVP of this game is going to be the rookie Cole Kmet because I feel like he had a great game against the Lions last week. And also this week, the Houston Texans allowed the 6th most yards to tight ends in the NFL. So he has a prime opportunity to get going this week. So I have him getting 50 yards and also getting a touchdown as well. My MVP on defense end is also going to be another rookie. I have that being Jalen Johnson. Okay, Jalen Johnson has been solid in coverage this entire season. He's first in the NFL in pass breakups, so he's been a great cornerback this entire year, but he's not been getting any interceptions, okay? And I think that changes this weekend. I think he gets a lucky bounce and also gets 1 interception. But yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up my video. Again, I apologize. This video is super short because I have finals and other stuff to do this week, so didn't have a lot of time to make this, but I still hope you guys enjoyed. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. But as always, bear down.